I've taken very strong and controversial positions about the Israeli-Hamas conflict and said that I think our elite universities are fostering intellectual rot by allowing or even fostering these demonstrations on campuses in support of known terrorist groups against a critical ally of America in Israel. I've interviewed Prime Minister Netanyahu about it, and I've seen these protests and demonstrations going on that tell me that we just don't have critical thinking happening on our university campuses. We still have American hostages being held.
Yeah.
What is your wisdom about this Israeli-Hamas conflict?
Yeah, I've been very outspoken on this since that horrific attack on October 7th in a few different ways, similarly talking about how the world should be paying very close attention to what's happening on our college campuses, to recognize what this very real threat is, that attack was not just the latest in the generations-long conflict between Israel and Palestine. It's the latest front of this objective that these radical Islamist terrorist groups like Hamas and Hezbollah and ISIS and Al-Qaeda and others around the world, their ultimate goal and objective is to establish a global Islamist caliphate, and that we must all live under their Sharia law and that caliphate. When we look at the charter of Hamas, it makes it very clear that their goal is to exterminate the Jewish people and destroy Israel so that Israel no longer exists as a means to that ultimate goal and objective they have. This ideology is the greatest short-term threat to civilization in the world and freedom. And so when we look at what's happening on college campuses here in America and in different parts of the world, where we have college students who are chanting and repeating Hamas's lines and refrains, propagating their views and fomenting anti-Semitism and, in some cases, actually violent acts against Jewish Americans, we can see the threat that it poses.
Yeah, it's hard to negotiate with somebody whose prime directive is that you be dead.
Yes.
And wiped off the face of the earth. And that makes it difficult to broker a peace.
Yes.
I've been to Israel, and I've been to the site of the Nova Music Festival and interviewed people that were there. And I've been to so many places that were attacked in their homes. And something that was a revelation to me is they were telling me that when Hamas invaders came in and they were hiding in their safe rooms, that what they heard through the door were Palestinian women and children ransacking their homes out there. These weren't just Hamas militants, but Palestinian populace just coming through the hole in the fence and just invading their homes, taking everything that they could get their hands on. And it made me wonder if there is a line to be drawn between Hamas and Palestinians. It's hard to tell where that line is drawn when I had multiple people telling me that.
Yeah.
And that's something I hadn't heard until I talked to the people that actually had their homes invaded.
Yeah. Well, I think the Palestinian people have been also subjected to death and suffering under Hamas's rule.
Yeah, people say, well, why don't they just kick them out? Well, it's a little hard to kick them out when they control the food, the medicine, the weapons. It's kind of like, yeah, say something about it, you're going to get shot in the head. So
yeah,
it's a tough situation.
I think this is why the defeat of Hamas is so important.
Yeah.
On many levels.
Well, Netanyahu may not be real popular in Israel with the people on a lot of issues, but I do believe he's going to finish that war.
Yeah.
He's going to finish it because I think he believes that if he doesn't, it could be the end of Israel. And he looked me square in the eye and said, with or without the international community, I'm going to finish this.
Yeah.
And I looked him in the eye and I saw resolve. There were more Jews killed in one day than since the Holocaust. He said, we didn't have the ability to fight back then. We do now, and we are now.
Yeah.
And he was very clear about that.
Yeah.
If this election goes in the direction of Donald Trump, would you accept a role in the administration?
I would, if it was a role that I felt that I could actually be effective in helping to lead, specifically in President Trump's goals and objectives related to our foreign policy and our country's security. I'd be honored to help bring about that change. When you listen to the kind of transformational change he's talking about, that Elon Musk is talking about, that Bobby Kennedy, myself, and others are talking about, it's going to require a lot of leaders of courage with a strong backbone to take on the entrenched bureaucracies and multitude of special interests in Washington. It needs to happen. The American people deserve so much better than what we have, and to be in a position to help carry that out, I'd be honored to serve.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you, Phil.
I appreciate it.
See ya.